So I just want to talk about reels real quick. Now when you're buying your reel, you're going to want to look for something that's going to match your rod, okay? So again, like I said, for beginners, you want that 6.6 medium power fast action rod, and you're going to pair that. You're going to get a spinning reel, okay? Bait casting reels are efficient and they work well, but they are a bit more advanced as far as use. These are going to be, your spinning reel is going to be a lot easier to use for a beginner, so that's what you're going to want to look for. You want to get one right in the middle size. This one here, I want to say it's an S30, so a lot of the times it's like they'll call it 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, or they'll go 1500, 20, 2000, 3000, 4000, 45, okay, 4500. So you want to kind of just stay right in the middle, okay? You want to get a medium. You don't want to get a tiny reel that barely fits any line. The real difference in reels is the size determines how much line you're getting per turn. It also determines how much line you can get on it. For freshwater applications, you really don't have to worry about how much line too much, because you're not going to have a fish that's going to be taking all kinds of drag, unless you're fishing for the giant pike or big things like that. I'm talking about bass fishing. You really don't need anything over like a 3000 or a 2500 or a 25, whatever the reel manufacturer says. And then when you're looking for a reel, you really want to spend around between $50 to $100. I find in that range, you can get a pretty good quality reel that's not going to crap out on you. If you go lower, you may have some problems eventually, and you may not have the smoothness you're really looking for. Going over $100 is probably not the best idea either, unless you're super serious. You're going to be using it all the time. But I've found that between the $50 and $100 range, usually you get a decent quality product where you can go fishing and you don't have to worry about your reel not being smooth or jamming up on you. So let's look a little bit the advanced side of reel selection. Spinning tackle, I don't usually worry too much about the retrieve, meaning how much line I'm getting per turn. Usually I keep it around 30 is fine. But so for your bait casting tackle, you're looking, it's a little bit more variables involved. So if I'm fishing a jig here, which is basically something I'm going to cast out, let it sink, maybe give it a little bit of action on the bottom, reel it in quick, and get it out there again. I want the faster reel so I can cast more, spend less time retrieving that lure when I'm not really retrieving the lure. I'm just kind of casting it out, giving it some action, kind of right where it's at, bringing it up, casting it again. So I want a fast reel. Okay, so the ratio is what you're going to look for. This one's a fast ratio. Anything 7 to 1 and above, I believe, is going to be considered the faster reels. Meaning, every one turn of your reel, the bail is going to rotate 7 times to your one turn. On a rod and reel setup like this cranking stick, I want a reel that's not super fast, only because I want to know how fast my crankbait's going. If I want to slow down, even on a fast reel, if you're cranking that reel slow, your lure is still kind of flying through the water. So I feel like I have a little bit more control over speed on a slightly less gear ratio. So this one here is going to be 6 turns to 1. So it's not a huge difference, but when you're cranking that reel in real fast, it is kind of a big difference. So I go with slightly slower gear ratios for my crankbaits, only so I can have a little bit more control. So on my bait casting reels, I use the 12-pound test fluorocarbon. On my spinning reels, I'm going to use 10-pound test. And I found that bass fishing around here in Rhode Island, where the biggest bass you're looking to catch is likely around 6 pounds. That's like a real good fish around here. You can get slightly bigger, you can get less obviously, but the 10 to 12 pound test I feel like is right there in the middle as far as casting and all that. And I'm gonna do another video as far as line selection, which is kind of a whole nother animal. I hope I helped you out as far as picking up a rod, picking up a reel if you're a beginner, or if you're looking for ideas, if you're trying to take it to the next level and start pairing things off and have specific rods for specific purposes. If you could subscribe, that'd be awesome for more videos. And if you'd like to check out the best bass fishing lure and why, check it out. As always, I'll see you on the water.